Hello there everybody, and welcome to another episode of Path to Petalburg with me, Norman. You see here that I'm using a team of Thunderous, Talonflame, Bishop, and Gengar against my opponent KK with a team that is heavily oriented toward Trick Room with a Dusknoir, a Camerupt, a Malamar, and a Porygon 2. So this team was definitely different, and they're about the same rating I am and in the battle spot currently. And it was definitely a fun match. It made me have to really think about my turns and use them wisely to try and win. So let's see how the battle went. So my leads here are Thundurus and Talonflame. Now I am using a naughty Talonflame instead of an adamant one so that I can get the increased special attack from the nature, so that I can use Overheat better. So this first turn, they're going to Mega Evolve with their Camerupt, and seeing that they want to use Trick Room first, I predict that they're going to go for Protect here, which they did. And so, I mean, I figured it had a Mental Herb, but you may as well try to use Taunt on it, just in case it doesn't have that, because if you do get it off, it's going to be very, very good for you. And I use an Overheat here so that I don't have to deal with Recoil first, and you see here that critical hit did a ton of damage there, and really shows why Naughty seems to be a great nature for Talonflame. It doesn't really have a lot of special attacks that it can survive, so the increased attack power is such a help. So I'm going to start stalling here for Trick Room turns, and so I Protect here with my Talonflame. And they use Ancient Power here on my Thunderous. Good prediction there. Does a ton of damage. That Sheer Force really coming into play. And the Citrus Berry gets me up to just under half health, and they use Rock Slide. Not a move I typically see on Dusknoir, but then again I don't usually see Dusknoir. And the critical hit there coming out from Thunderous. I'm not sure if that would have mattered, but either way I'm down one Pokemon. And so bringing out Bishop here to deal with some offensive pressure. Now I want to get rid of this camera this turn so that I can not have to worry about that massive special attack that it has. So Sucker Punch here and a Brave Bird will definitely knock it out. So that's one big threat against my team that's now moot. So they do have a Will-O-Wisp on this, and well, I didn't get a taunt off on it. I'm not that concerned about the burn on Bishop. Having that Camerupt out of the way was much nicer than having Bishop that is not burned. So I Protect this first turn just to waste another turn of Trick Room there and see what they're going to attack with. So they use Rock Slide as a thought, and they use Super Power. So I figure out that this is definitely a contrary Malamar, as pretty much every single one is, but it's good to know which one they are. So Sucker Punch here is going to hit Dusknoir, and even with the burn, it's going to hit it for enough damage to knock it out. And Brave Bird here, I know will not quite knock out the Malamar, but it will do a significant amount of damage to it. And you see there I do about 70% damage there. And so they use Knockoff. I figured they'd go for a Talonflame, but they decided to go for a Bisharp, which really didn't quite make sense to me, because even seeing that I didn't have any Life Orb on me, it really didn't make sense to try and knock off my item, because it wasn't really doing much to the battle. And so their last Pokemon here, Porygon 2, comes in. So, seeing that I have Gengar on the back, I want to make sure that this Malamar is knocked out so that I can only deal with, I only have to deal with Porygon 2 for the rest of the match. So, definitely a nice knockout there. I do knock out my Talonflame, but Porygon 2 against the Gengar is not the best to use. Especially when I have a knockoff here from my Bisharp, knocking off its Evilaze. And Thunderbolt here will bring me down to 1 hit point, but Burn will knock me out. So it's just going to be my Gengar against my opponent's Porygon 2, and see that I have Mega Gengar with Sludge Bomb. This battle is basically already won. Just have to use the attacks and hope for no hacks. So yeah, Sludge Bomb here does about 80% damage to it. Sorry, not 80, about 70. But I get the poison too. So they're gonna Ice Beam here, fishing for the freeze, which they don't get. and this battle is basically won. Nothing really my opponent can do. One Sludge Bomb here is all it's going to take to knock it out before round 2. So really an interesting battle that I've not really faced in quite a long time. Dusknoir is a Pokemon you don't really see too much in doubles battles anymore, just because there seem to be better ghost types out there, and as far as physical attackers, there are many more that you can pick before Dusknoir. However, as a Trick Room setter, it is very nice because it has access to Trick Room, Will-O-Wisp, and because of its decent attack stat, it can put on some physical pressure as well. And as you see, they had 2 Pokemon that could definitely take use of Trick Room in Program 2 and in Dusknoir, and their Sweeper Mega Camerupt was definitely a nice one to see. Something that you don't really see too much nowadays, but I still think it's quite powerful and could have some use in Trick Room in doubles battles in the future. So, I hope you like this battle, and if you do, leave a like down on our video below, and if you want to see more battles in the future, subscribe to our channel for more updates. And speaking of subscriptions, we just passed 200 subscribers, so thank you all for tuning in so many times over the past several months. We really appreciate your support, and if you have liked this so far and you want to see more stuff like this, head over to our page, Competitive Pokemon Battle Network on Facebook, and I'll link that in the description below. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time.